A black terrier is sent down to flush the fox out. The listening device plots the dog's movements. And the terrier men listen for the terrier to speak to the fox. Success! The fox is caught in one of the nets. It is dispatched humanely. Not all digs go according to plan. Despite all their planning, this fox outwits them.
I like Bedlingtons because I'd seen a friend of mine's work in Stuart Staler's famous Bedlington Rambo. I've seen him hunting, working cover, speaking on a line. I've seen him working foxes, and it was a good, honest, all-round working Bedlington. There's something about him, the character, the depth of sense of smell, all sort of things like that. Just good, honest, all-round working terrier. They're not just for a single purpose, digging foxes. They're just an all-round working terrier, providing you've got the right stuff. You know, you've got to have the right lines. First and foremost, I use them for working fox, above and below ground. Very deep scented, very good hunting on top, cover, face any cover, nettles, brambles, no matter how thick. Stamina, they'll hunt all day long. They just bottomless stamina. Just keep going, keep going, keep going. That's what I like about them. There are a few Kennel Club registered working Bedlingtons out there. Terry Ahern is one man I know has got 3 or 4. Obviously Stuart Staley's dog Rambo. But a lot of them, predominantly show type, they're just nothing. They're just a mere shadow of the former working Bedlington. They're not, the fire's gone, the instinct. I think the Bedlington must be one of the oldest breeds of working terrier in Britain. I mean, they're dating back to the early 1800s, 1820s. The original one, Piper, bred by Joseph Ainsley, way back. I think that was the start of the original line. From what I've read and what I've been told, I think Piper was about 15 inches at the shoulder and about 14 pound in weight. Very linty coated, but very game.
If you're wanting to work a terrier with a fox, it's sensible to have a terrier that conforms as much to a fox's conformation as possible. They're non-beasts of Bedlington. I mean, I've never had any that have been badly injured with a fox. They've gone hold their own with a fox, most of them. Not even like that. I like the character, the temperament. There's no safer terrier with children than a Bedlington. No safer terrier. All my kids grow up with art terriers, very art terriers. And I wouldn't expect they would ever harm them. They must have been the world's best. I've never had a Bedlington that bit the child, and I've never heard of one that did. And not only that, they're easy whelpers. I've never had one that needed any assistance. In all the lists I've read in 52 years, I've never had one that needed assistance. We had this meeting, and there was one bloke there and he was complaining about terriers being too big. His terriers got to, when they were in the earth, they got to dig their way in and should that. And he was wanting Bedlington 14-inch legs. Well, to me, a Bedlington that size is a wheel. That's why they're so successful with Foxy, because you can get a bigger terrier up than any other terrier. My terriers worked with 9 different packs, roundabout and that.
Sealyhams were evolved by Captain Edwards of Sealyham in Pembrokeshire, who wanted a terrier that would face anything. Unfortunately, pure working Sealyhams are not that common today, and it is becoming more difficult to find the breeding lines to continue this type. Jimmy Thompson from Durham, a man renowned for earlier major rescues, still keeps a strain of working Sealyhams.
Well, originally, my first dogs came from a Mr. Gunn from Cattery. It's pretty near Richmond, where the racing stables are. I saw an advert in the local paper. I went along and he had these little dogs. I took a fancy to them, and that's how I originally got them. As far as I can gather, from what I've been told from Mr. Gunn, his father and Cyril Bray were very good friends, digging friends. And they came originally through Cyril Bray. And Cyril Bray is reputed to have got them from Joyce and Lucas. That's where the Sealyham connection comes in. And when you look at them and you look at the terriers on the front of Joyce and Lucas's book, they are the same dogs. So I would imagine it would be about right. You've got an interesting fact regarding the Sealyham breed. If you look at this little bitch here, if you can get a close of her, she has a walleye. Now every 2 or 3 generations, we'll chuck a puppy or 2 puppies in a litter with a walleye. And that was reputed to come, how that came about was because Joyce and Lucas used the corgi in the creating of his strain. And corgis were noted to have walleyes.
Captain Jocelyn Lucas worked his terriers at Gersby Hall. Author of Hunt and Working Terriers, the Bible for working terrier men, he was known as the father of the Sealyham.
I've had these dogs for 35 years now. The same strain, same terriers. I would say the best thing about them really is like where we work our dogs, you've got to have a dog that's got a nose, that's got a good nose. So that loads of large earths, sand earths and tight places, yeah, where a big dog can't get. And where you get foxes and whatever you're digging on away from you, you know. So good nose, staying power, dogs that are willing to stay 4 and 5 hours if you've got there. And dogs that will just shift foxes quickly when you've got there as well, you know, especially on hunting days. You need a terrier that'll get another nip and make them move a bit. So they're the main things that you want in a terrier, especially a good nose, I would say.
Well, Jimmy started taking us out further while I was like a kid, and then eventually he took us out foxing, and then this was the original first dog that I've ever owned.
The club holds many working terrier shows around the country, where old and new friends meet to talk about just about anything to do with dogs. The highlight of the show year is the club's Champion of Champions show at Shugborough. Only the very best examples of their breed are shown. It's a must for breeders and terrier men alike. Neil Dewhurst is one of the top judges. He has his own pack of hounds and was a terrier man to the Ludlow and Wheatland hunts.
What did you think of the class of terriers today at the Champion of Champions with the terriers, Neil?
It was fairly cut and dry, to be quite honest. The terriers were nice, all of them, but there was just 2 that stood out to me. Well, 4 that stood out to me. 2 black dogs there, which people tend to call patterdales, which we all know are just the black Lakeland. They were Spanimal, good heads, everything about them was fine, but they were just reducing weight a bit to make them Spanimal. The dog I gave the championship to was well covered, and he had a good full body, and yet he was still easily spannable, which put him far better than the two blacks. The Russell, which Greg Mosley, of course, has bred and worked, lovely dog in its own right, but just didn't have the quality of head and coat as a Lakeland. I like that fell terrier. But as I say, although I didn't know it and I didn't recognise the dog, I give the same dog a championship about 5 years ago. So I didn't actually recognise the dog. So there you go. Yeah, the quality is just held with the dog.
Exactly, yeah.
George Hardy, the club's chairman and 40 years a terrier man, judging this class, knows the importance of the younger generation and has a friendly word with the proud owners. Tony Kirby, a past president of the club, took time out from his judging to talk to the gaffer, a man who needs no introduction, but sadly is no longer with us. Roger Westmoreland, joint master of the Coniston, and one of the few to rise from terrier man to master, chats with Ken Harrison, an experienced terrier man in Lincolnshire and the Lake District. With them is Stan Mattison, joint master of the Blencathra.
You get a hard terrier, push it back, push that fox back, and that's when you end up in trouble. If you've, you know, I prefer a dog that will go in and bay for 20 minutes or so, come out, stand back, keep quiet, and he usually pops out. But you can't. Today somehow people haven't got the patience.
No, to stop there.
There's a lot of terrier men today telling the dog what to do, not letting the dog tell them what to do.
If you could call it out of a bad spot and keep quiet, just as Roger says, mate will generally follow. And I know John Dixon with Lounsville had one. Meg it was called, our black bitch, I remember it was. Maurice Bell got it given because it were in hens. Maurice gave it to Dido, or John Dixon, who was whipped at Lounsville then, and he could call it out, and he bolted many and many foxes. Many foxes.
But there's difference, you know, there's good borders, there's good Lakeland cross. I wouldn't knock any really, but that's really my favourite one. Yeah. That's right.
And size is important as well.
Well, that's right. Not a bit too big, as long as it's good and you know, not in the front.
Yes.
If you know your fox is not going to bolt, and it's just going to sit there and sulk, and tell you just baying and baying away at it, if you can shout that terrier out, mate, he generally comes.
But it's like the old saying, there's horses for courses.
Definitely. Horses.
There's dogs for jobs, and that's knowing your dog. And knowing what you want.
There is an astonishing wealth of knowledge and experience amongst club members. Nostalgia and the legends they have known are high on the list when they get together. They tell wonderful stories of long ago, and their tales are worth listening to.
And there's a big machine there digging, and it's like digging this ash. That dog went in, and it was in all day, like they pulled hundreds of tons of ash. And when we got to the dog, they would dig through with shovel, and you got to the dog, and then it just kept working up, and it got into this. Well, I don't know what the hell it was, but the dog, it went from black and tan to pink, and it was as pink as pink paint. It hadn't a black hair on it or a ginger hair, the dog was pink.
But it had all its hair on it.
It had all its hair on and it dyed it pink. And when we got the dead terrier, it was pink and so was fox.
Well, two old ladies came down one day. We watched them, and I said, there's still people coming up, fella, and they're carrying the dog with them that I thought was a Jack Russell dog. And when they landed down, I said, where's your dog? He said, what dog? I said, you were carrying a dog down Fell. Oh no, it was a lamb. Well, I said, where do you carry that from? Oh, right on Skyline, there was no sheep. And they carried this lamb 2 mile off Fell, down to Boromot Fell, and then just left it there. And I said, well, what's it going to do? I said, well, they don't know where it's at. Oh, I don't know. So I just started to look around on that after. But anyway, they said, are these yours in here? I said, yeah. Well, you want to be ashamed, he said. Keeping hounds fast up like that, they should be out and running about free. And if you hadn't been about, would have let them out. I said, well, I'd have chucked your bloody rucksack in the river. I said, if you'd been, you know, I mean, it's nothing to do with them. They're in good conditions. We look after them.
Well, I think if I was giving advice to anyone, and I'm sure they'll agree with me, is that I think the first bit of advice is to respect the animal that you hunt. You know, the aunties, for instance, think that you know, we're all a bunch of murderers and we couldn't give a damn about the animals we hunt. But I've always been led to believe that you must respect the animal you hunt. And what people don't understand, what the general public don't understand, is that terrier work is the most humane way of controlling